How's it, Pieter? It's Guys here. I should really stop stealing Graham Stephan's intros. Pieter, why are you wearing a suit? Well, I can tell you that this is not comfortable at all. It is hot as hell where I am currently. But I'm doing this today because today is a special video. It is my channel's 1 year anniversary. Yay! So I thought it would be suitable to suit up. Yes, I just thought of that just now. This video is just going to be off the script. I'm going to answer a couple of questions that I asked you guys to submit in the community post a while ago. And at the end of the video, as a celebration for all of you awesome loyal supporters that supported me throughout this whole year to build my channel, I'm going to give a 1,000 Rand Easy Equities cash voucher to one of you lucky supporters that can help to boost your investments for the year 2022. So stay tuned for that. I will share the winner at the end of this video. Alright, so let's crack open a cold one and let's get started. The first one is from Jaco Boerdenstein. Great channel, Pieter. Your effort can be seen and I look forward to your videos. Great job. Thank you, Jaco. So my question is, in one of your videos you said you use interactive brokers for your offshore investments. I've only been using Easy Equities for my offshore investments and would really appreciate if you could elaborate on your reasoning for using interactive brokers. Thanks and keep up the good work and congrats with 1 year. Alright, so I did make a video on how to invest in the offshore markets as a South African. And my main reasoning for using interactive brokers instead of Easy Equities is because after your investments grow to $60,000 US, you'll get taxed the CITES tax or CITES tax, I don't know how you pronounce that, also known as the state duty tax, that range between 18 and 40%. So you will also have to pay 20% estate tax in South Africa. So if your investments grow above this, then you'll have to pay extra estate tax to the US. This only really becomes a problem once your investments grow more than 200,000 US dollars, which is the equivalent of about 3 million Rand. But for most of us, our retirement sum would be more than this. So I don't like paying extra tax to a government that did absolutely nothing for me. Hence why I use interactive brokers to buy Irish domiciled ETFs, which is not taxed the same way as the US ones, as the Irish government do not have this weird tax rule against that. Okay, one-on-one art school. Awesome idea. Here's my question. How would you plan on budgeting for having kids? Some people say college fund, but nowadays I feel like school is crazy expensive too. In terms of kids, so I don't have any yet, but I have started thinking in that direction. So there's kind of the debate of should you use your kids' tax-free savings account in their name or not. The reasoning for using it is because when you start at the age of 0 and you max out the tax-free savings account every single year, then that will be maxed out at around 14 years of age. If you just leave that to compound interest until that child is, well, 60 years, they will be very well off for retirement. They won't even have to establish their own retirement fund themselves. But the argument against that is you are using up their tax-free savings account allocation, so they one day won't be able to do the same. And saving for college, for example, that this person is asking, the idea of saving for college is to eventually use that money. And a tax-free savings account, you should not touch the money until you retire. So that's not the best strategy in my opinion. I will probably make a video about just weighing up the pros and cons in more detail. But what I'd personally do, I will start an Easy Equities ZAR account in that child's name, and then every month I will contribute maybe 500 or 1,000 Rand and just buy one well-diversified offshore ETF, such as the Core Shares Total Wealth, and that should compound over 18 years to be quite a substantial college fund. That's what I would do. All right, next one is from Robin Bratt. Thanks so much for presenting complex topics in such an easy to understand and non-condescending way. I hope your channel goes from strength to strength because goodness knows South Africans need your help. Thank you so much, Robin. That is a really nice comment, and it is very nice for me to see that you guys can also take some value out of this. When I started my channel in beginning last year, I really didn't know anything. every video that I made was what I learned the previous 2 weeks or so. So if you are watching this and you are completely new to investing, then don't worry. The information that I know now, I learned in about 12 months of time. And even if it maybe seems like I know a lot, I still don't. Every single day I learn. I studied to be a vet, not a financial advisor or investment planner. So it's just learning every single day and building onto that. But it is really nice for me to share my knowledge with you guys, because I don't think I'm the smartest person in the world, as it's really difficult for me to sometimes understand certain concepts, but I am also very determined and stubborn in that sense, that I really want to overanalyze everything to make sure that I understand. And if that's my way of sharing information in a more easy to understand manner, then I'm really glad that I can add value to you guys' life. This is really something that I agree with. As South Africans, we weren't properly educated at school because let's face it, the school system kind of failed us, but that does not mean that we cannot learn from each other. And as a community here on YouTube, I really want us to participate in the comments and help each other out, because that's how we can build this country to be stronger together. Hashtag Siyakulisi. Andre van Klaasen. Your content has taught me so much about investing. It reduced my fear of investing. Thank you, Andre. I'm really glad. Yeah, I agree. Look, investing can be quite intimidating, especially when you have to put your own money to work, the hard-earned money that you slaved away for. And there are many traps that you can step into. And being more aware of these things and getting a bit more comfortable with investing and using different strategies really does take away the fear of investing. I think that's stated well, because the biggest mistake you can make with investing is to not start. It really is. Compound interest is your best friend. It can either count against you in terms of debt, or it can count for you with investing. So the best way to do that is to educate yourself, watching my YouTube videos. There's other good financial content creators on YouTube as well, both in the South African and in the American and UK markets. And just following Facebook groups like the Fat Wallet Community, the Just One Lap podcast, and yeah, just engaging in this type of content. That's the only way you will learn, is to really go out and make time to learn something every single day. All right, Elsa Miller. Hi Pieter, I enjoy your videos. Very informative, keep it up. Thank you, Elsa. Thank you for leaving a comment. I really appreciate it. Shakil. Hi, recently found your channel. It's been really informative. I was wondering, is your equities and ETFs bound to easy equities, and what happens to your investments if easy equities shut down? Hopefully this doesn't happen. Thanks for the content and keep it up. So I think that is a concern that many people have, is, what if the management of easy equities goes bonkers and runs the company into the ground? That's not a concern, because your investments are insured separately. So even if the platform goes bankrupt, you will still have the investments in your name. I will try and explain that a bit better in a future video, but it's not something that I'm currently worried about. Easy Equities has been in the industry for quite a while now. In the beginning, they did have a couple of teething problems that they managed to iron out, but I really do think that they are very competitive, especially in the South African market, in terms of the brokerage platform that they offer, and something that I will always recommend for any new investor, even intermediate or advanced investors. And no, Easy Equities is not sponsoring this video. They haven't sponsored anything yet. Easy Equities, if you're watching this, then reach out to me, because I'm giving you a lot of free publicity. Maybe buy me a beer or something. That would be nice. Joyco1. Great channel, great content, great work. Proudly South African. Keep up the good work, Marky. Thank you. Right, question. What's your feeling when it comes to the next few years? Are we headed for a market crash, as some say? Universal strategies that the layman can stick to. Should we be in some liquid to buy cheap when a crash arises? Or as a South African, should we follow the different strategy given our local situation? Thanks again, brother man. Joyco, yeah, that's the question. When is the next market crash? It's really impossible to tell. Being correct every single time is basically impossible. Being correct once, maybe, twice, probably not. 3 times, highly unlikely, and more than that, just impossible. I've also tried to kind of see when the market will fall and then buy, but it kind of just drives you crazy in the end of the day. What is more sustainable and reliable and just better for your own sanity is to have a good investment strategy. That means being properly diversified across different asset classes and just dollar cost or rand cost average every single month. That way you know that you are investing, whether the markets go up or down, whatever it does, you know you're putting money into the market, because time in the market beats timing the market. So that's what I do, is I spend a lot of time to establish a good investment strategy, and then every month I just put money into the market and I forget about what the market is doing, cancelling out the noise. And that's basically the best way, because what happens if the markets crash, people panic, they sell. When the markets go up, people become excited that they buy. So in essence, they buy high, sell low, and that just kind of kills your returns. So don't worry too much about what the market does. Don't worry about what Frikkie at the Braai will say that the market will do next week. Establish a good investment strategy and invest every single week or month, whatever suits your needs, and you'll be fine. URM. Found your channel recently, binge watched most of your videos in the last 2 weeks. Thank you for that watch time. You motivated me to start investing by opening my own Easy Equities account. That's awesome. Wanted to ask you for your opinion on the new Satrix ETF, the Satrix Capped All Share versus the Satrix 40. Alright, so Satrix brought out Satrix Capped All Share Index, which basically tracks all the large cap, mid cap and small cap companies in South Africa. So basically the whole South African market. And then the Satrix 40 is just the top 40 large cap companies. So comparing the two, the Satrix 40, last time I checked, made up about 75 to 80% of the Satrix All Capped Share Index. So basically the All Capped Index is only 20% different than the Satrix 40, consisting of the mid cap and small cap companies. The Satrix 40 ETF is a lot cheaper than the Satrix All Capped Index, and basically trying to decide between the two, it really depends on what you want. The Satrix All Capped Index is obviously more diversified because you get exposure to the mid cap and small cap companies, but the Satrix 40 is a lot cheaper. So you kind of have to do a calculation to determine if you think the performance of the mid cap and small cap companies will outperform the large cap companies by such a margin that it will justify the higher cost. And I will probably make a video about that as well, so you can look forward to the future. Just let me know down in the comments if you guys would like to see how I would go about comparing these two. But yeah, in terms of diversification, go All Capped Index, but in terms of cost, go Satrix 40. I bought the Satrix 40 up until now. I'll probably continue to do so. Alright, Black Girl Diary. Your channel is awesome and I like watching your videos over and over again. Thank you. My question is, how do you manage your finances or investments now that you are married? Has anything changed much? Yes, guys, I got married. Look, it's proof. I was actually supposed to get married last year in April, but you know, then Uncle Cyril decided to lock us down. So my wife and I managed to get married over Zoom because we couldn't get everyone together. But then the actual wedding only happened now the 16th of October, which was very cool. This was my suit I wore, and it was really a special day. Thank you for noticing. Anyway, what was the question? Oh, how do you manage your finances or investments now that you're married? So when we kind of married for the first time over Zoom, we already started putting all our money together. So what I, for example, do is I have a simple Excel sheet where I track my expenses every single month and my budget, and then on one of the tabs, and then for my wife at another tab, and then a third tab is where we track all our investments, where we track our net worth. So we are very, very, very transparent about our spending and where our money is going towards. And there's many different ways that you can go about doing this, and it will really depend on your own relationship and your type of personality and how you prefer to do things. But it works for us because the transparency really builds trust, because if I know, for example, I want to spend a lot of money on a new laptop or a camera for YouTube, then I kind of need to, discuss that with her first before just going buying and hiding it from her. And likewise, if she wants to buy a new handbag or new shoes that's a bit expensive, then she will just discuss it with me. It's not like you need to report to each other every month. It's not like that. It's just to open up that transparency, because again, that builds trust. I do the budgeting and the investing most of the time, but I really do make an effort to involve her with all the finances, to make sure she understands where she is invested and why she is invested in them, because I may not always be there. And I want to make sure that if for some reason I'm gone one day, that she'll be alright and that she'll be able to continue with her investments and not be left confused and scared. Because I've seen that happen many times to couples where, for example, the husband will do all of the finances and then pass away, and then the wife just sits with everything and has no idea what is going and why that is. So for our strategy is transparency. I like to research all the investment strategies, and she's really supportive of that. But I really wanted to be completely up to date with where everything is going and why that is the case. And yeah, that's also a good idea for a video. So you guys just keep throwing in the ideas. I've got a long list of things to get through. Okay, lekker. Thank you guys. Yeah, just like, this was a fun year. I initially started out this channel with a lot of ambition, and I thought, yes guys, in the end of 2021, I'm going to have 10,000 subscribers, because, you know, personal finance is awesome. It's great. Everybody wants to learn. But to be honest, I haven't been consistent at all with my videos. It's like a 3-month gap, I think, where I didn't post anything. I only really picked it up at the end of this year. But for next year, I've got some big plans. And I will make a video about what that is, but you guys can expect a lot more from my side on this channel. So if you are not yet subscribed, please do. If you've been subscribed for a while now, thank you so much for all the support. It does really mean a lot to me. Every single time you comment, I do reply to every single comment that I receive, and I do read everything. So be sure that I do appreciate the time you take to leave a comment and to kind of contribute to this community. Thanks again. Alright, so as promised, I will pick one lucky winner and give you a 1,000 Rand Easy Equities cash voucher, and I will pick the winner by spinning this wheel, and the winner is, drum roll, congratulations man. I'm going to send you a message on YouTube, so please check your notifications where you need to send me your email address so that I can send you the Easy Equities voucher. I really hope that this helps to boost your investment journey for 2022. And again, thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the support. You are all lekker mense. And I'll see you in another video next week. Cheers.